Every flight began the same way. Takeoff, a mission, confidence, and every single one ended differently. 8 real incidents, 8 helicopters, 8 moments after which nothing could ever be the same. Some were filmed as the disaster unfolded. Every single one is real. It was supposed to be a routine military operation. On May 29, 2001, a South Korean Army CH-47D Chinook helicopter hovered above the main tower of the Olympic Bridge in Seoul, dangling a massive Olympic torch sculpture beneath it. The bridge had been closed to traffic. Camera crews were rolling, but what no one had accounted for was the wind. The Army had requested to postpone the mission multiple times. City officials refused every time. As the helicopter struggled to lower the enormous sculpture into position, strong gusts pushed it against the aircraft. The cables tightened, the front rotor struck the sculpture, and the helicopter lost balance instantly. Within seconds, the aircraft snapped in two. One half crashed onto the bridge deck and burst into flames. The other plunged into the Han River below. All 3 crew members were killed. The crash was captured on camera and spread worldwide, a brutal reminder that when political pressure overrides safety, lives pay the price. April 1986. Reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere. To slow the catastrophe, Soviet helicopter crews flew sortie after sortie over the burning core, dropping sand, lead, boron, and chemical compounds to bind radioactive dust. These men flew directly through invisible radiation, knowing the risk. On October 2, 1986, a Mi-8 helicopter was on another decontamination run over Unit 4, flying at low altitude in blinding sunlight. The crew failed to spot the cables of a construction crane being used to build the reactor's containment sarcophagus. The rotor blades struck the cable. The helicopter flipped in mid-air and crashed directly onto the reactor building. All 4 crew members were killed instantly. The moment was caught on film by a documentary cameraman who later died from radiation exposure himself. The crew were posthumously awarded the Order of the Red Star. They knew what they were flying into. They went anyway. November 23, 2011, Auckland, New Zealand. What was meant to be a festive moment turned into a shocking disaster in seconds. Telecom had commissioned a 7-story metal Christmas tree to be installed at Auckland's Viaduct Harbor, and to lift it into place, they hired a helicopter. The AS-350 Écureuil, piloted by experienced flyer Greg Gribble with 20 years behind the controls, successfully raised the massive tower into a vertical position. Then, hovering just 5 meters above the ground to detach the lifting line, the operation went catastrophically wrong. A rigging supervisor on the ground grabbed the cable. It instantly snapped against the spinning main rotor blades. The tail section shattered. The helicopter plummeted to the ground and broke apart on impact, ejecting the pilot's seat from the wreckage. Gribble walked away with minor injuries, thanks largely to the fast response of ground crew who pulled him free. No fatalities, but the footage is terrifying proof that no operation is truly routine. January 2, 2023, summer in Australia. Tourists were enjoying scenic helicopter flights over the Gold Coast. 2 Eurocopter EC-130s operated by SeaWorld helicopters were in the air simultaneously, one landing, one departing from the same helipad. Standard protocol required radio communication between the pilots before that could happen safely. That communication never took place. The departing helicopter's radio antenna had been corroded for at least 2 days, causing most transmissions to fail. No one had flagged the problem. At approximately 130 feet above ground, the 2 helicopters collided. The departing aircraft lost its main rotor and plummeted onto a sandbar. 4 people were killed: pilot Ashley Jenkinson, New South Wales resident Vanessa Tadros, and British couple Ron and Diane Hughes. 8 others were injured, including 10-year-old Nicholas Tadros, who later had his leg amputated. Investigations revealed a broken safety culture, 5 near misses in the weeks before the crash that were never reported, and pressure to rush new aircraft into service. A corroded antenna. A broken safety culture. 4 lives. It was supposed to be great television. During the filming of Top Gear Korea's 4th season in 2013, the production staged a classic challenge. Host Kim Jin-pyo in a Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 racing head-to-head against a Bell A-1 Cobra attack helicopter. The location: Coolidge Municipal Airport in the Arizona desert. car and helicopter roared down the runway side by side. The Corvette edged ahead at the finish line. Kim celebrated, and then everything went wrong. As the Cobra banked to turn at low speed, the pilot realized the controls were completely locked and unresponsive. The aircraft tilted hard to the right and slammed into the desert floor. An $11 million Vietnam War-era helicopter was instantly reduced to wreckage. The pilot and mechanics suffered only minor injuries, credited largely to the Cobra's thick armor plating, designed to survive combat, not camera crews. No fatalities. May 30, 2002, Mount Hood, Oregon. 4 climbers had fallen into a deadly crevasse. A rescue was already underway, but the last injured climber was near death, and time was running out fast. An HH-60G Pave Hawk helicopter from the Air Force 304th Rescue Squadron pushed to the absolute altitude limit for a loaded aircraft to reach the final survivor. Captain Grant Dissel guided the helicopter into a hover above the steep, icy slope, while pararescuers descended to the victim below. Then, without warning, the wind shifted. The helicopter instantly lost lift. There was no time to think. Dissel pulled full collective as the aircraft dropped onto the mountainside and began to roll. The Pavehawk tumbled 7.5 times down the slope, throwing 1 crew member into the snow. Incredibly, all 5 crew members survived. The crash was broadcast live on Oregon television. 3 of the original climbers did not survive their fall. August 2, 2015, Dubrovichi Range, Ryazan Oblast, Russia. The Army International Games were underway, Russia's most prestigious military air show. The elite aerobatic group Berkuts, flying Mi-8 and Night Hunter attack helicopters, was performing for thousands of spectators. The Night Hunter is one of the most powerful combat helicopters in the world, built to destroy tanks, armor, and low-speed aerial targets. As one aircraft executed an aerobatic maneuver in front of the crowd, it suddenly tilted. The onboard warning system immediately flagged a catastrophic failure. The hydraulic boost system, the mechanism that makes the controls physically movable, had given out. The crew fought the helicopter to the final second. The aircraft entered a flat spin and slammed into the ground. The commander was killed on impact. The second pilot managed to walk out of the burning wreck on his own. Mi-8N flights were immediately suspended. The crash raised uncomfortable questions about how such a failure could occur at the very moment a machine was meant to prove its strength. The Night Hunter fell in daylight before the entire nation. May 11, 2006. Aniva Bay, Sakhalin Island. Russian and Japanese rescue teams were conducting joint maritime search and rescue exercises, a show of cooperation and preparedness. The centerpiece of the operation was a Mi-14PS, a rare Soviet amphibious helicopter capable of landing on both water and land. Only 25 were ever built. 13 people were aboard, 5 crew members, 7 rescue specialists, and a journalist. During a training water landing, the helicopter hovered above the surface and began its controlled descent. Then an engine failed. The aircraft slammed hard onto the water and breached its hull. Water began flooding in. The rotor blades struck the sea. The helicopter capsized. All 13 people were suddenly submerged. 12 managed to escape the wreck. The flight commander, his spine broken by the force of impact, died on the way to hospital. 1 life was lost. 12 were saved. And the cruelest irony of all, a helicopter built specifically to rescue people at sea became a death trap within its own element.